Viraj Shah,
Yeah.
you made a robot.
Yeah.
How did that work? How does a 15-year-old go and make a robot? कि आज मैं करेगा.
A goal. Yeah, that's like in 2 words.
हाँ.
A goal.
Mm-hmm.
If you want more explanation.
Yeah,
right?
please,
So,
go on.
So the thing is that what happened is because it was such a tense situation at that point of time. Actually, my father came up with the idea of building something to help the community give back because yeah, that's something we should always do. And so I actually called my friend over and we made a simple kind of machine which pushed a lever and it pushed soap onto our hands. It was a pretty basic prototype. It was held together with glue gun and duct tape.
Okay.
So, but it worked. Okay. And then what we did is we tried to show it to some people who have reach, they know, and they actually suggested us that instead of making something that is so what can I say, it's a prototype, you make something robust and which has an actual purpose that nobody has implemented. So the robot, it came to my mind because actually I was working on a robot at that point of time.
How does a 9th grader work on a robot as usual? That's my question.
Okay, as usual. So I'll brief you through the technologies first so you can get familiar with what I'm speaking. Arduino is something called the brains of the robot and you use it to code it so what it shall do if you press a button and do stuff like that. And the other parts are called like electronics, motors and stuff.
That we get, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking you, how did your interest in robotics develop?
So-
What did you do? What can a person do to have a person like you be the result?
Alright. Just try searching the web for some tutorials first of all, and once you get the hang of it, what's going on according to those tutorials. I'm not saying that completely depend all your life upon tutorials. Just get the hang of it, what's going on, try experimenting, and once you blow 2 or 3 parts up, you automatically get the hang of it perfectly. And then if you get an idea, okay, so a robot, if you want to build a car, it can go front, back, right and left. So what happens is, if you want to build a robot that has some similar functionality, you can just reuse the old parts.
Makes sense.
So that's one part, the base is done. Now you have to add more functionality. So again go on the internet, tinker with that specific feature, again implement it, and you go on iterating till you get your final product. It's that simple.
So the robot that you made that is in Sassoon right now, right? It is for the purpose of COVID and it's like no contact delivery sort of a situation,
Yeah.
right? This is something that I've seen in like China that they've implemented in their hospitals, and I think that if I'm not wrong, yours is the only one in Sassoon right now, right?
Right.
So where did that idea come from? What are the functionalities of that particular robot?
So I'll brief you with the functionalities. Firstly, it can travel long distances and doctors can control it through their phones. They also get a live video from a live camera on the robot and the camera can rotate 360 degrees. So wherever the robot goes, doctors have full control and complete vision from the person. It feels like you're standing there besides the robot because you have 360 degree vision. You can turn your head and the camera will turn. And you can control it precisely so it's not gonna bump into stuff it's not supposed to.
Makes sense.
Then it has, I told you about the long range. What you can do is it has 3 trays. You can take them off, you can wash them, you can disinfect them if you want, and you can put a lot of stuff, and it has a payload capacity of 30 kg.
Okay.
So most of the stuff patients will need, you can fit it there.
Fair.
Now the main point is once you get that robot into the ward, you just have to control it. Everything else the robot does.
Correct.
It keeps all the plates and the food in place. It helps the patients get it easily because we position.
Wait, so it keeps it there. You're not supposed to take it from it, but like it itself keeps it?
No, it keeps it in place, meaning that it doesn't let it fall out even if the tray is like this. The tray is 1 centimeter, okay?
Correct.
And the plate is something like 5 centimeters. It can topple. So that's why the material used, it's a little bit grippy, I can say. That's why it doesn't let it fall.
Okay. This is actually product design, right? Like people actually go to college to study this.
Yeah, kind of.
And I'm just trying to figure out, like, you learned this all online.
Yeah, most of it was online, 50% online and 50% by actually stumbling upon stuff that can be used.
Okay, so you made your mistakes on the way.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to make this?
The robot or everything?
The robot.
The robot, I can say 2 to 3 months.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was a long time commitment, man.
Yeah.
So you did this the entire lockdown,
Yeah, the
essentially.
entire time.
So come back to this, okay? So you've made your robot. You've like gotten the thing. Where are you sourcing the material from?
It depends what material I want.
I'm assuming that the plastic points are like a little more higher quality, right?
Yeah, see, there are no plastic, as I can say. So if you want electronics, like I said, Arduino, there are websites which specialize in delivering that. So they have super fast deliveries,
name a
reliable
few?
products. Robo.in. Then there's also Alibaba, because electronics on Alibaba are cheaper. You can't rely on them much, but they are cheaper. So Rubu.in, it has very fast delivery and it is based in Pune, and the products are also reliable. Price is also reasonable.
Nice.
So for electronics, we depend on Robu and Pioneer shops, like these local shops which have a hold in the market. Those are also great. So Pioneer is done.
Correct.
Then for the actual hardware, or rather the skeleton of the robot, there are he has contacts of people who actually build these parts. They manufacture.
Your father has contacts with.
Yeah. So they manufacture these parts. So we can just design something. At that point of time, I didn't know Fusion 360 and stuff like that to 3D design stuff. So I built it in PowerPoint from each angle and sent photos to him through WhatsApp to the manufacturer. And then he built a design, like a small design, a replica. Now once we were familiar with that, we actually started investing in it, because if we don't have a robust idea, right, you can't just copy PowerPoint designs and build something which is worth 20,000 rupees.
Makes
Correct.
sense.
Yeah. So that's why a small replica was built, and then we actually started producing the first, demo material.
Correct. So the process is essentially that you have the theory in place, then you do a small prototype to see the mechanics of it working out, and then you scale it up.
Yeah.
Right? And then once the robot was ready and it was all set, did you not think of selling it? Did you not want to like kind of make it mass production, or did you just go like, okay, I'm going to donate it to a hospital?
So all of us had ideas of commercializing it, but the thing was,
All of us being your team.
me, my father, the manufacturer, because we are like, we can say they are very good friends. Rather, we all are very good friends now.
Correct.
So when we brainstorm about this, we all have ideas like, okay, we can make good money, good cash out of this.
Correct.
But the thing is, we built this for a social purpose. So ditching that main purpose, that main goal, and just completely going a separate way, it's gonna make me cash in the long term, right? But it's what I can have a regret, I can say that, oh, I built it for them, but okay, no problem, like that. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I do, man. Like, you're a very sharp guy for your age, especially. And I see, this is the idea, right? Like, out with the old is a general like theme that we follow at our podcast, right? And within this, you are a perfect fit, because often, like, you study in Dastur, right? Which is an ICSE board school? SSE board school, which comes under the banner of like, oh, usual education, same old dhakka pass sort of a genuine year.
Perfect.
But to see someone coming out of that education with such brilliant ideas, I just want to figure out like, what is there something in the education, is there something in the home environment that you've been created, or is it just like curiosity that drives you?
So curiosity is, of course, it should be there, but education, because it is SSC, and I've always heard that SSC is so easy than ICSE. I look at them and then they are like studying for 24 hours, the ICSE kids. So I think that, man, I have so much free time. Then that curiosity starts, tinkling. And then what happens is, okay, I saw a video and he pressed a button here and his house light turned on there. So what can I do to build this at my own place? And then we start tinkering. First we start with LEDs, which are on off with a turned on or off with a button, and then we actually go to AC current, which can kill us with shocks. We don't actually touch that, but that's just exaggeration, you can call it.
Correct.
To make it sound familiar. But yeah, that's how curiosity matters. And because it was SSE, I got a chance to do a lot of extracurricular activities, because like I said, ICSE, full day study, tuitions, That's why.
Makes sense. What do you do though? What are your extracurriculars right now? Other than, of course, building robots and making websites.
I actually run a startup named Virutech. Okay, and it's completely run by teens. So we try to teach kids to code, but in a very familiar way, because kids teaching kids is something you can slack upon, chill upon, like this podcast, and similarly that. So yeah, the main goal for Virutech is actually right now teaching them, and whatever funds we get, I actually want to build a, you can say, SpaceX clone for India in short terms.
Yeah.
It's not something like a copy paste, but something that where actually kids, not adults, because adults have a lot of options like ISRO.
Correct.
Kids, they don't need any college degree. They can come out, have internships, actually dream about space.
Correct.
Because I also dream about space, something that nobody knows about. You always want to know about that.
Yeah.
So that's
So
the main point.
this is a comparison that has been in my mind since the moment I heard about you, right? So the Elon Musk comparison of like a kid who's like out there doing stuff just because of the love of it, right? And he also started his entire career with a website and a small little tiny robot, right? So what are your thoughts about Elon Musk in general?
See, Elon Musk is like a role model for not only me, most of the teens right now, and also Bitcoin. Yeah, so
So it has to be rich also. Has to be cool, has to be good at tech, but rich is also important.
yeah, of course, because my goal is to, after setting up, establishing all of this stuff, after 30s, 40s, just chill out, chill out and travel the world, eat a lot of delicacies because I love eating.
Correct.
So that's my main goal, and you can't just do it with empty pockets.
Makes
Am I
sense.
right?
Makes sense.
So that's the main goal for me. But there's also a lot of different pathways to it, like actually helping kids who are like me, 15 years old, to dream about space and build stuff that is actually going to space.
Correct.
I will never get that opportunity at this age to send something to space, where everything is pre-made for me. I just have to brainstorm something that actually is worth sending to space, right? I can't get the opportunity right now, but I can establish a platform where others in the future they can get the opportunity.
Man, you'd be surprised how many people have their eyes on you, man. Like right now, the kind of work that you're doing, right? There was nothing better you could have done with the robot than like putting it out there and putting it in service. Right, the startup that you're talking about, the valuation of that startup, and you should really consider like having a consultant for the valuation of the same, has definitely pumped because you're a part of it. Right? The kind of work that you do is never a waste, which is kick-ass, man. Like, and I personally have been a huge fan of the kind of trajectory you're on, right? And it's always good to know people who are getting it started way before without the systemic support of things. Right. My question is that what is the future now? Like now that like the future. Okay, actually, my question actually is supposed to be, what is the reaction that you're getting with all of this? Like, there are 2 news articles in your name right now. If I type your name online, like something pops up with the kind of whiz kid sort of a angle that everyone is trying to cover. How has life changed for Viraj Shah?
So life changed for Viraj Shah, I can say. I have gotten a lot busy. Not like actually what you call the exaggeration of busy, not that. But I have to spend most of my time on my computer to build what I want to build, right? And that's a part of social life. So my social life has gotten a lot lesser because I'm always on that computer. But the thing is that reactions are exactly like what you said when I first came in here, that wow, 15-year building something like that.
Correct.
It's similar, and also because of all these small iterations like the robot and now this COVID website, people have gotten trust, and they also have faith that okay, he's coming up with something, it has to be, or it may be good. I have faith in him, and let's support him in all the ways we can.
So this is family, friends,
relatives, and also the people I don't even know. Like there was an 86-year-old person who mailed me because he was cured of corona because of my website.
Oh yeah, and the website is called Jeevan Raksha, right?
Jeevan Raksha. So that was a very good feeling. And like you said, not only friends and relatives, people who are unknown, but I am helping them in some sort of way. Maybe right now, Yeah, all of their reactions are pretty similar, and even my expression is also similar after hearing something so good about me.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how a person like you is thinking and processing all of this, man. Because we've all been 15 at some point or the other,
Yeah.
right? And this was never on the top of the list of things that we wanted to do, right? What do you have in mind for the next project? What is your next project?
My next project is to actually scale my startup.
Mm-hmm.
That's the commercial aspect of it.
Do you think that there's a lot of commercials in like teaching people to code?
Yeah, not just code, teaching people in general, and especially after it's all gotten online, teaching people and teaching kids, and the teachers are also kids. It feels like it's a way more friendlier environment. Okay, and that's my commercial aspect for the startup. But socially, I'm also launching a blind man stick. It's called a blind man stick. It's something that helps visually impaired people to detect obstacles, pit holes and stuff like that when they can't actually see it.
Exactly.
And right now, most people are not actually roaming free on the streets who are actually willing to help. Most of them come out because they are in a rush.
Correct.
So if some person, visually impaired person, finds himself in such a condition where there's no one to help him cross a road which is filled with manholes, it can be complicated.
Correct. So how does the technology work?
It's based on an ultrasonic sensor which bounces off some rays. Sorry, it bounces off sound. Okay, ultrasonic sensor bounces off sound. And once there's something, see, I released the sound at this particular point of time. Okay, it went somewhere and it bounced back. So
there is a receiver on the stick itself.
Yeah. So we just calculate the speed, like how fast did the sound come, and then we get the speed of that. Get the distance. Yeah,
correct.
We get the distance, and then when the distance is too close, we can give a beep.
Okay, so it's audio reception on the.
It depends on the user. If they prefer audio, we can use audio. If they prefer some, physical stimulation,
So haptics,
we can have a
like
haptics.
a small
Yeah.
Quite nice, man.
Yeah,
There have been a few versions of this, right? And I think that like the simplest form of it is this. How are you making it basically like battery proof? What is that entire thing?
So
Because the biggest problem with all of these is that they're heavy.
Yeah, right. So my aim right now is my version is lightweight. I didn't never run into that issue of being it heavy. My aspect right now is to get it working up and running and to make it as user friendly, you can say, as possible.
Correct.
So they shouldn't feel like, okay, I'm holding something too broad rather than my usual stick. Right.
Correct.
So making it the right dimensions, making it look right to other people. Or people may say, what's that junky funky things held with duct tape that person is holding.
Correct.
So
a lot of times like the result should look good.
Yeah.
That's when like it is adopted far more, right?
Yeah, the appearance should look good. In this case, appearance doesn't matter much because
That is a dark place to go, man. But that is like, go on.
see,
I don't think you meant it, but go on.
yeah. So appearance doesn't matter much right now. But the thing is that society should also adapt because they may get judged, right? So we don't never want that. We are doing something that should be user friendly, that should be socially accepted. But the society isn't accepting that. So that doesn't make any sense.
Makes sense.
So that's the main workaround right now. As I progress, I'm actually gonna add a lot of stuff. I have some in mind. Some ideas may come up on the way.
Correct.
And it's not like it's not like I get inspiration from every type of electronic gadget there is, but it's also not something like I can't get inspired from something that actually exists right now.
Makes sense.
So it's both ways.
And where are you getting the money for all of this? Because these things cost a
Right.
bomb, right?
Right.
Where is the money for the research and the prototype development and whatnot?
That's where the startup comes in.
Go on.
So right now the startup is like the small stream of income. It's a stream of income, but it's very small. So some of it is from the family, some of it is from the startup. But I keep that in mind that actually not spending more than I have Okay, so some cash at hand should be there, and once the startup generates more, I can spend more on building something that's again gonna generate more.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's the cycle that you want to keep going
Yeah.
on that part. Why aren't more people doing what you're doing?
I just think that they are only behind something that they like aspire, and it's not bad in any case. Okay, somebody may be a lot familiar and may love volleyball, for example. Like it will be completely out of the blue for maybe you and 100% for me, but for them volleyball would be their world. So what they will do is, instead of focusing on a guy building some robots to help somebody I don't even know, they'll focus on winning the nationals and representing India.
Which is fair because,
Yeah.
see, again, the need for guidance exists in humanity as a whole, right? You're there is a structure to volleyball. There is scalable structure, so to say, right? There are people dedicated for it. There are coaches, there are teachers, there are parents who are really supportive of it. And then there is that structure with rewards on a regular basis. I don't think there exists one for technological development in general, at least in the kind of cities, the educational structure that we live in, right? Can that be created? What is your thought about that? Is there a necessity for creating something tech oriented for school students?
Right now, I actually don't think creating something tech oriented for school students is necessary, because the people in colleges who have masters, most of them also are struggling to get the dream job they want, right? So masters may be an exaggeration.
Why would you dream about a job?
Sorry?
Why would you dream about a job?
A whole lot of people dream about a job.
I doubt those are the people actually making stuff like you are.
I'm not talking about people similar like me, okay? I'm just saying that in general. So if those placements, or rather those vacancies are not filled, we can't have more place for tech enthusiasts to come in, right? And then there's also that mutual gap that, okay, I am older but that younger guy is getting preference. This is something bad, and yeah. So,
Unnecessary. There's a lot of noise, dude.
Right. So we never want that.
Correct.
It's okay, like computer science, there's PowerPoint Flash. That's good till an extent. It may spark an curiosity. But teaching machine learning and data science to 5th graders, no, not at all.
Yeah. The thing is, and this is a personal belief of mine, I feel that a lot of what education is very undirectional. Right? In the sense that, like, most of the things that you learn in school is not actually very practical to implement in real life, right? You learn how to learn in school, you learn how to socialize. These are lifelong skills, and like you won't find me speaking down on that, but I really don't need to learn half of the stuff when the goal is set.
Right.
So, and at that point of time, switching that instead to something that is beneficial, right? Very honestly, like, the world is surrounded, filled with engineers, and our city especially is filled with engineers. No one actually came up with anything on these lines. Why did it take for a school student to actually come up and make something that is useful?
I can't say anything about that, because like there was a thought and a lot of experiences. It was like the butterfly effect. Something very small has turned into something very big, at least for me.
Correct.
So yeah, I can't say that why people who are engineers with such a bright mindset, they are not coming up with something like this, or maybe they are actually coming up with something like this, but it is delayed because of some unforeseen circumstances.
Correct.
And you or me don't know about what's actually going on in their lives right now. Tomorrow they may launch something very huge. It's beneficial for society. Maybe 100 of the engineers.
Correct.
But right now, I don't know why they aren't trying to help the society.
No, man, I'm kind of counting on you and putting all the weight of that responsibility on you, because I don't think that anything beneficial to the society has come out of a single person in the last 10 years. Can you think of something?
See, like right now, maybe yes, maybe not. In not a particular field, like I said, not something related to medical, but let's take our usual example, volleyball right now. Maybe somebody made a breakthrough in that. So, and I don't know
I'm
about
not
that.
talking about breakthroughs, man. I'm talking about technological revolution.
Okay.
Things that change the way we interact with people and the way people interact with the rest of the world. right? If I have, like, we live in a time where there is an actual risk of dying if I am interacting with a person with COVID, right? You saw a problem, perceived it, knew that you had the skills to solve it, and solved it, right?
Okay.
That is a change in primary interaction, right? And I'm saying that, like, people like you, minds like yours, need to be protected, nurtured. Whatever you need needs to be provided to you so that you can keep doing what you naturally do,
Okay.
right? My question is, do you have any, let's say, role models, ideals, just know of someone who's doing this in our country?
So I can talk about Elon Musk.
In our country. I
Not in
get
our
the Elon
country.
Musk reference. That's
Yeah.
why we made it, right?
Right.
Because that is, again, another person who's a single-minded individual with a focus on creating something useful. And whatever they might believe it to be useful, but we're definitely taking benefits off of it, right?
Right.
Like, he's single-handedly made electric vehicles the cool norm to be. Right? Everyone
Perfect.
will go for a Tesla the moment we get a Tesla.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break here and we're going to come back to the Tesla point,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
So, actually, coming back to the Tesla point, is that the richest man in the world right now is a tech genius, right?
Yeah.
Is a person who's dreamt up crazy things and has just put them out in the world, and he's actually a billionaire, right? Billionaire. Which is great, which is incredibly motivational, and I hope that that actually bounces off into, like, the culture of the people across the world and actually push people who are actually making things that change the world.
Right.
You have no idea, man. I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk. The idea, the moment I heard about Boring Company, right, and their first product, which was a cap, I was like, dude, this guy has lost his marbles. Absolutely. But then those caps sold.
Right.
And then that funded a tunnel. And then he was like, let's make a flamethrower. For no reason.
That was so good.
What do you call it? Not a flamethrower. You know why they did that though?
No.
Because so international shipping with anything that is flammable is problematic, right? So if it says not a flamethrower on the cover and it looks like a children's toy, most customs will actually let it pass.
Right.
Which is the brilliance of a person as simple as Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It's complex and simple at the same time, right?
Perfect.
So my point is, dude, like, find people like you, dude, and go for it. Like, you're killing it in life. I literally don't think that anyone can give you advice. Just follow your creativity. You're really killing it on this one. And, like, I hope that you come up with something fresh, new, whatever it is, and whatever we can do to help.
Yeah.
Like, you should really tell us because
Of course.
I have no idea how you think or what made you do this, right? But all I can say is I'm a huge fan.
Thanks.
Right? Brilliant work. How's school in general? Otherwise, with the COVID and the lockdown and all of that stuff.
Like, it's usual. The only downside is we can't, talk with our classmates as much. And now it's 10th, so it's a different environment, I can say. It's you can't see that pressure, but there's something there that 10th, and it's something that's focused in a society a lot. 10th and 12th, you have to score good to go into good colleges. So I actually also don't believe that I need to learn something that happened 3000 years ago instead of how can I pay my taxes. Okay, I don't understand why this is picked. But so I don't actually want to focus like fully on getting something like 99. Instead, something that's reputable, that's gonna help me in my career forward, but also not spending all of my time on 10. And for school online, it's we have gotten used to it, but the first few days, the first few weeks, it was difficult. And for students it's okay because we are all tech savvy, like using laptops and stuff. But for teachers, it can be difficult, and it was. Then slowly everybody started adapting. Everybody knew that they can search something on Google and it actually gives right results.
Makes sense.
And then now it's going well, I can say. Not much
But
to
do
say.
you not miss the socializing element of school?
Yeah, I do. Everybody does.
Yeah?
Like, I don't know of somebody who won't, because it's just a completely different life, I can say. Being in your house, or rather your vicinity for the whole day, and not interacting with someone who you're so used to interacting with. Like, half of your day, every day, 5 days of a week, you interact with that person. For example, your group of friends, your partner, anybody, bench. So, yeah, not interacting with them, it's different. It's a kind of a setback.
That's true.
But also the bright side is that you get along with your family more, you get along with your like buddies in the society more. And also this situation made me come up with this plan of building the robot,
Correct.
building the website. And not just for the social cause, I also improved my skills, right? I didn't know website development or user experience
You
stuff like
learned
that.
this all.
Yeah, I had to learn it. I had to learn it. I didn't know about that.
And you learned it in how many months? Like 2 months?
I was planning on learning it, so I had snippets in my brain, but actually building something robust, I had to learn it from scratch. So the snippets, they helped me, and like the website was built in a month, but the robot, it definitely took time.
Yeah, of course it would. Man, I wouldn't expect you to go like, हाँ चलो 1 महीने में robot बना लिया मैंने, ठीक है?
Right.
But tell me a little more about how has this entire revolution affected your friend group, so to say. I mean, like they must have seen your pictures, they must have seen you in interviews, वगैरह वगैरह. They'll probably see you on the podcast. What's that changed like?
So, like every time I meet somebody after a while, the first quote is "There TV pe aaya," like that. That's the most slang and
This is a classic friend thing, no?
Yeah.
कि अच्छा कुछ अच्छा किया उड़ाओ इसका मजाक उड़ाओ.
So, like it's birthday aadmi give us parties and parties in hotels, but it also adds a friendlier vibe to it. It's all for fun and games, and that's something we were missing because of all this huge pandemic.
Correct.
And the friends, they are also very supportive towards this. They also be like, okay, we planned something, we plan to go to a hotel today, but because of this you can't come. Okay, no problem, we'll plan later, rather than ditching you. It happens most of the times. Like it has happened with me, because I've had some stuff that I couldn't plan for, like a class, a call, but it has happened. Also, like, what can I say? As the social interaction has gone down, our curiosity of how the other friends have lived, it has gotten up. So again, I think that a little bit of leisure in this lockdown, and our social lives are gonna be double what they previously were, because
sense.
our curiosity has increased.
Correct. Everyone is that hungry for that interaction.
Yeah, that what did you do that was special? Like, I went to Dubai on a vacation, you were in your house. So that may be great for you. Well, I built a robot that's helping.
Oh yeah, mic drop.
Yeah, of course. If you are bragging about stuff that you didn't even achieve on yourself, like by yourself, I have all the rights to brag about stuff I did.
Of course you do.
So yeah, and also not taking this too seriously. This is also slang. Yeah.
Good. We got you.
Yeah, so that was my whole point. So the curiosity is of course increased, and it's gonna be better, I suppose. But it's also gonna take a lot of time to again adapt to that schedule, like waking up at 7:30 instead of lying on your bed till 2, and then going to school, wearing that same uniform every day. But also there's a better bright side to it, that actually meeting all your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah. You wanna give any shout outs to any specific friend or something on those lines?
When I say friends, everybody actually knows about this. They are of course gonna consider themselves. But like right now, we meet to cycle. I love cycling as a whole, and I also, like you said, we are gonna play cricket till the end. I think I'm gonna cycle till the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, because there's something about cycling that I don't think any other motor sport can give you. That when you actually climb a slope with your own 2 feet, and then you actually go downhill, the feeling, I think it's very superior to rotating an accelerator.
Makes sense.
That's my point of view.
Fair.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and the friends, it's about the people who I've not met for a long time, but I've had some interaction socially, like on social media platforms, and the friends I meet every day and who are part of this slang, okay, that give me a party because you did something big. So everybody has a special place, like you say, and
So what do
not
you do
much
for
to it.
fun in general? Do you
For fun.
watch something for fun? Do you watch like anime, manga?
Yeah, I like anime.
Yeah, what do you watch?
So right now I am on Haikyuu.
Hey,
It's something
nice.
about volleyball. That's where the
Yeah.
reference came from.
Correct.
Yeah, and like I like anime a lot. It's also dark. Anime can be dark, but I like it a lot because of the storyline. Okay, and that's how I also I can say my personality is shaped because the main character also always has a goal and they achieve that goal
Correct.
with all the downfalls, and it's shown that he couldn't defeat somebody, so he worked hard to defeat that guy. I can't take that like seriously right now. There's no competition of sorts, but achieving something and the struggles you pass through to achieve that.
Correct.
That's something that anime may have shaped my personality
I
accordingly.
genuinely feel that watching anime early on shapes incredible human beings because the morals like embodying in that particular show, any show, because like I grew up when Naruto was coming out, right, and that entire thing like really truly shapes a full complete human being, right? And okay, that aside, so tell me this: is there pressure, like being the way you are now? You watch anime for fun, you go cycling, you've made all of these amazing things, and there's so much that you've done already. Is there pressure from your family, from your father?
When I'm working on something and I've said that I'm gonna achieve this, there's definitely pressure. But generally, there's nothing so called as pressure because every time at the back of my head, I think about something that I can do, and simultaneously, I also think about that, yeah, I achieved this. So there's some time that I can, rest, chill out, similar to that. So there's no sort of pressure, but once I say that, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna build this, and that tomorrow is like it's been a month since tomorrow. There's a lot of pressure there. But other than that, I can say it's okay, nothing sort of pressure.
Yeah. So have you thought of college? Have you thought of like what are you going to do in the future? Not in the sense of like what are you going to make or whatever. In general, what is the future like?
Yeah, so college, I'm thinking about something with very low attendance and reputed. Yeah, because I don't wanna go to college just for something they are teaching that I know. See, like I talked about Arduino, it's something that's taught into college, like taught in college. But I consider myself pretty familiar with that technology, so I don't want to waste time attending classes which I know about.
Correct.
I'm just gonna get bored. I feel like I can utilize that time to do something that I like, or to help something that the society likes, to make something that the society likes. So attendance should be less, and that's my plan. Like less attendance, but something reputable. A college that's reputable, or they are gonna say you may, because the system is like that. You should have a degree, like you should pass 10th and a good college to get hired into a good company. So job is never my focus and never will be. Internships are there because you get experience
Correct.
through internships. Jobs are like, okay, you have to do this. Internships are chill.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
so like that. And for internships, you'll have to get something like a degree. Skills are of course necessary, but degrees more preferred.
Makes sense.
So that's my goal about college. Like that's my view.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Right.
I'm really looking forward to a lot of things from you, man. Like, and any way that we can help, reach out to as many people, or like the next time you make something,
Yeah.
dude, you're more than welcome on the podcast, right? But in the meantime, thank you for being here, dude. It was incredibly fun having a conversation with you, and I hope that it was fun for you too.
Same on this side. Like actually coming into this environment, it's like outside considering my vicinity, my colony, and having a studio set up. See studios like I've seen on YouTube, like complete with all those acoustic panels and stuff like that. I don't know much about videography, but stuff like that. So trying to adapt that here and actually nailing it, because my eyes are constantly being redirected there because there's a LED flashing. So actually having that amp or something, I don't know the terminology,
Correct.
but it just feels different. It feels better to have A different kind of area to be part of, a different kind of field, because podcast is something new. I didn't even know the meaning till today about podcast. I only thought that's something on Spotify that you listen.
Correct.
Now I know that it can be a video or audio, and it's something that you can download from the internet. That's called a podcast.
Correct. Essentially.
That's what Google told me.
It's
So I don't know about Oxford and stuff. So yeah, this is my first time being part of a podcast. So it's something new, and likewise my curiosity is gonna go up. Like I have a microphone and my earphones, so how can I use OBS Studio to get quality like this?
Oh yeah.
So
let's
the
do
curiosity,
this, dude.
yeah.
Let's do this
Yeah,
for
of course.
sure. Let's do this. Right. I actually find this exactly this as a snippet is what I find incredible about it. That you would look at a problem, or you look at a situation, find what can be better, and you actually come up with the solution, right? Which is incredible, man, and you keep at it. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. And when it comes to like the kind of conversation that we have, it's a lot to do with casualness of a conversation, because we truly believe that we can genuinely get far more from a person when you're having a one-on-one connection, really.
Right.
Rather than like in a very structured, these are the questions, these are the
Yeah.
answers, these are the prepared points.
When you ratta.
Yeah, exactly. That's we're against Ratta all through and through. Okay? And thank you for coming in, man. You're an incredible person. It was really fun having a conversation with you.
Same, like thank you all for inviting me here. Like I also got to meet Jack.
Hey! Surprisingly, didn't make a visit. Close the door.